You know, our grandparents, you know, if it wasn't clean, I won't have it. You know, there are a lot of other brands that you can probably name in your own homes. Those are strong historical and cultural preferences that were ingrained and ingrained inside of us. That drives demand, you see? No, we are a new Belize, and we should be a new Belize. So, what are we going to do? Keep the demand of our grandparents who were forced down with colonial produce, or are we going to change and demand the things that we produce? What are we going to do as young Belize? That's the question that we have to ask here in the Center for Business and Employment and Career Development. What are we going to do? I would like to suggest, and that's my choice, that has been my choice for my life, is I prefer to produce than to import. I respect Mr. Castillo and his work. His work is also important. I didn't say there is one better than the other. Both of them have to be balanced, because we have to import raw materials as well for us to work, right? So the importing community and the productive sector have to be balanced. But in Belize, it's not. In Belize, we are importing 99% of what we consume. It's totally imbalanced. And what has us this way? It's the laws of Belize that has us this way. It is what is called a customs tariff law, which is what I want, the main point thrust of what I want to attack today. To open the opportunities for the people who have ambition for creating a small business in Belize. Imagine, let me just use this illustration for you. Here is my crib. I'm sitting in this crib. And here's the next crib. There's another guy over here. My crib has a very low walls, right? Very low fence. And this guy's crib over here has a very high fence, right? And I want his baba, right? I have to pay him, right? My fence is low. He can throw his baba over his high fence and it will fall easily into mine. I pay him, he goes away. No, I want to sell him back the little thing that you suck. What's the little comforter, right? I want to sell him back the comforter that I make, right? But his fence is so high and I'm trying to throw it, right? To collect some little money back. And his fence is so high. Mine is so low. This is the basic fact of the customs tariff law of Belize. We were built, that law was made when we were a colony. It was made for those people to export to us and for us to consume everything that they produce and not produce anything for ourselves. We have to attack this head on. I would like to recommend to the people who are driving the economy today to attack this head on. Let's reform our customs tariff law so that the young people sitting here in the St. John's community and all the other young people of Belize can open up the opportunities. Whenever the tariff rate, let me explain this, let me get just a little bit and then I will close, right? Because I won't reach to everything, but this is so important, right? If we charge an import duty for milk that comes from Holland or New Zealand or any of those countries that have a very high subsidy for their milk, you know what those countries do? They take money from their government and pay their farmers a lot of money for them to lower the price of their milk. That's what they do, And then that milk, the price is so low, and we here in Belize are so smart that how we put the import duty at 0%. That's the import duty for milk, for cream and so. 0%. So they are subsidizing their farmers, lowering their price, and we are reducing the duty to 0%. So what are we doing? Opening a big tunnel for it to flow from there to here, right? And so we don't have our local farmers who want to produce milk and cheese and all the things that come from dairy. They don't have no protection, no kind of... So what are we living in Belize for? What is the benefit of being a citizen of Belize if we don't have our turf? You understand? Even in basketball, you guys understand this thing, what they call home turf advantage? Remember that? You play your basketball on your home turf, you have all your fans in place, and you have an advantage. You have in your turf. Let's do it, Belize. Let's build a home court advantage for our local entrepreneurs, man. And let's move this thing, all right? I want to thank you very much. I didn't reach, as you can see. Very exciting.
Good morning, everybody, members of the head table. He spoke about the productive sector. From 1926 until now, my family has been involved in the importation sector. Two different sides of the coin. You have the his side. Now I will give you the we side. First of all, milk is one of the exceptions that pays 0% duty. Most items in this country, by the time you put on the 20% import duty, the revenue replacement duty, the GST, and the environmental tax, we're paying 50% duty on most items that come in. Now, I believe that if you don't do that, you will not raise the quality level of Belizean products. And let me tell you why. We recently decided to sponsor and assist some people that were making milk products out of the Cayo district by putting it on our shelves at Save You Supermarket, Bottom Dollar, People's Store, and all our supermarkets. Now that milk that they made, after 3-4 days, you have to throw it away, my friend, because it went sour. In fact, we had customers return it. Meanwhile, that same milk that comes from Holland, which is UHT milk, you can have it in your home for 1 year. And you can drink it anytime, any place, everywhere. Now, I believe that the consumer will be the one that has to make the choice. And on top of that, the other products are so highly taxed that by the time they put on the shelf, you can buy a local Belizean product for $2 or the imported product for $3. Now, I don't believe they have to tell me which one to buy. If I want a Belizean product, I will buy that product. And Marie Sharp makes an exceptional product. I will give you another one, Running Double Meats, exceptional product. I'll give you another one, Barry Bowen Products, exceptional. His bear ranks are among the best in the world. But that is the few and far in between, right? The Verena products, we've tried them and they're also good. But I will tell you that many products out there, and at the risk of being sued, I won't mention them. I mean, you wouldn't give a pick to that, my friend. I got some noodles out there where they tell you. You look on it and it's really not nice. Fact of the matter is that the Belizean person has to make their decision on which product they want. And what the tariff system does is it equates it by putting on high percentage duty on items that are brought in from abroad. I'll give you an example. One I'm close to, Red Bull. Red Bull pays 102% duty by the time it's on the shelf, right? 102% duty. Now, imagine that there is no energy drink being produced in Belize. Why should that pay 102% when there is no competitive product in Belize paying that? I was asked in this presentation, I have completely gone off of what I write, really. But if he could get hot, me could get hot too, you know what I mean? Truthfully, I was asked to speak about what Santiago Castillo contributes to Belize and the economy. Well, let's start with employment. We employ 500 people, which trickles down to 500 families whose spending output has a trickle-down effect on the Belizean economy. Secondly, the Customs Department, for your information, is one of the highest revenue earners for government of Belize. And we are one of the biggest contributors, as one of the biggest importers in this country, to that revenue tax base. Last but certainly not least, Santiago Castillo has always been very active in community activities, contributing in every way we can, whether it's feeding programs, product contributions, financial contributions, sports, culture, you name it. Fact of the matter is that we both have to live in harmony. The productive sector, we are also in the productive sector. We own the Angelus Press and we're in printing, which is known as productive sector. We print, we make books and all of that. And that is a quality A1 type of product. However, there are people that still go outside, and I'll give you a perfect example. In the tourism industry, anyone can get their brochures, everything done outside, and those are duty-free. I don't agree with that either, but I have to live with it. Meanwhile, where it comes to food products, there are many people that are making, they put up one lease shop, and a bag one lease something, and made in Belize. Why should I have to sponsor and support that product when it's not up to quality standards? The imported products are quality standards. Would you pay for an inferior product when you can get an imported product for less money? I don't think so, because at the end of the day, we're talking about economy, and right now we're in one of the hardest economical times in the world. As we always say, things hard out here, my friend.